Alright, this motherfucker's on. That motherfucker's on. We recording on two different devices, so you gotta synchronize and get your shit together. Oops, first, whatever, who cares? Monetize YouTube content with or without YouTube, you dig? Anyways, welcome back, hot dogs and donuts. You know what time it is? Super Saturdays. Let's go nuts. I don't know if I like that, but it might stick. You never know. Opening intros, you got to make it work for you, right? And if it don't work for you, you're gonna have to figure it out. Well, let me see what they talking about. We got a 1 minute. Needed to start a highlight. What do you mean? I'm trying to see if you gonna give me the highlight. But anyways, forget that. Yeah. Zoom out. Give me the full screen. Trying to move my screen up. What? Sure, the full spec is in this piece. There we go. Side to side. That way we see the whole thing. We got 3 different What If Goku Trained in Hell videos. We got part 1, part 2, and part 3. I didn't see anything past part 3, which is cool because they're about 10 to 15 minutes each. And then the last video we have for the day is going to be Goku shows the true transformation of a god of destruction to Whis or something like that. And, it's like a 20-minute Hakai video, but it's some Dragon Ball content. Shouts out to our guy because he's been changing up his days on when he posts on YouTube, so we didn't actually have an Unrelent video today. Not yet, because it'll probably come out sometime this afternoon. Shouts out to him because it'll be really a super Saturday, and I'm debating on whether I'll hit y'all with the 2-piece because it's Kansas City, baby. We hit y'all with 2-piece, or just go ahead and save it for next Saturday because it'll probably be another 2-piece that way. You dig? Yeah, we'll see. I'll let y'all know because depending on what time it comes out and what I got going on, I might get it done today. But if not today, we'll probably have the 2 videos he'll do because he'll probably do another one today and then another one Friday because that's what he did the last time. Then we had 2 videos, right, from Unrelent. But we still got some supporter made content to review, so let's get into it. Whoever that is lurking in my background, appreciate it because you ain't had to spend no time with me, but you've been here for 2 minutes. Not that video, this video. Start at the beginning of the playlist. Y'all handled that like some bosses, but Virginia.
Welcome back, everybody, to another What If, voted by you guys this time. I put up a poll on the community tab whether you guys want, Goku training in hell or baby going to Earth. And you guys chose, Goku training in hell. So that's what this video is. And I've got nothing else to say. So let's jump into the video. Leave a like and comment and subscribe. And that's it. Let's get into the video. In the anime filler, Goku falls asleep on top of a road sweeper on Snake Way, and after it hits a bump, Goku falls into hell. After crash landing in hell, he wakes up and spots a tree with fruit. But before he can grab any, he is knocked out. It is revealed that Gauze and Mez were the ones who knocked him out. Gauze strikes a deal with Goku that if he can beat him in a sumo match, he'll let him go back on Snake Way. However, if Goku loses, he must stay in hell. In the original timeline, Gauze comes close, but Goku's able to push him back and knock him out. But what if Goku lost? So in this timeline, Gauze is able to just barely push Goku out of the ring, meaning Goku is pretty much forced to stay in Hell. A few hours after this happens, Goku is once again trying to escape from Hell. However, after a few more tries of, trying to escape, Goku is smacked out of the air. Raditz stands over Goku, telling him that now that he's here, Raditz can get his revenge for killing him. As he charges up a double Sunday, he is stopped by a familiar voice yelling out, "Cut it out, Raditz!" When Raditz looks up, he sees his father and slowly backs up. When Goku gets up, he sees Bardock and points out the obvious fact that they look alike. Raditz tells the idiot that this is their father, of course, and that's why they look alike. Bardock questions how they died, maybe thinking, Frieza finally got to them. But Goku goes on to explain the whole Raditz saga, they killed each other to protect the Earth. Bardock gets quiet for a second before he sucker punched both of them. He yells at them, calling them both idiots. He tells them that they were supposed to survive.
So that's funny because Bardock's power level should be when he died, it was around 10 to 15,000 because it's right under Vegeta. Because shouts out to not passing the Prince. You dig? But he was right there. You see what I'm saying? Bardock was actually raised up to an elite level by the time he died, but that's another story that people ain't telling. But anyways, it makes sense on why he instantly just knocks them both the fuck out. Because remember, they ain't stronger than him yet. You see, because this is when they both just died.
Work together to get revenge on Frieza for what he did to the Saiyan race. Raditz asks what does he mean? Planet Vegeta and all the Saiyans were killed by an asteroid. Bardock tells him that Frieza was the one who destroyed all of the Saiyans. He then starts questioning that maybe the vision he had of Kakarot fighting Frieza was nothing more than just a vision. Goku would then ask who's Frieza, and they would annoyingly tell him who he is. Goku tells them that while it sucks that their home planet was destroyed, he's gotta get to King Kai's to save his home planet. Raditz would call him a fool if he truly thinks he's gonna get revived, and there's no way he can take on Vegeta and Nappa. Goku tells them the classic line that even a low-class warrior can beat an elite if they train hard enough. Bardock laughs and tells them that of course they could. He then questions how he's gonna come back to life. Raditz explains that he's probably going to use those Dragon Ball things to come back to life. Bardock, with a smirk on his face, tells him that if he's going to fight the prince, then he'll have to train him up. Goku at this point doesn't really trust him, but with him seeing no way out of here anytime soon, he's got no other choice. Before they begin their training, Bardock pins Goku to the ground and puts pressure on his back, causing Goku's tail to regrow. Bardock explains that this will allow him to get the full potential of a Saiyan, whatever that means. From here, they spend every day training Goku, making sure he gets...
Now, for those who didn't just catch why that was funny, that's funny because it's the same way Universe 6 Saiyans transform into Super Saiyan. They just accumulate the power in the center of their back and then force the transformation, which was the easiest way to explain it. So by Bardock applying pressure to Goku's back, he literally just pulled his tail out, which makes sense because they are currently dead. So then why not bring your tail back? Because you can bring it back. You just didn't know that you could. Since you're dead, it's great fucking buff versus being nerfed. So yeah, this is actually gonna be a decent storyline because hell, first thing Dad did was got him back right. Here, grab you a tail. Since you stuck down here for a minute, I'll train you up. Then when your folks get you certified with the Dragon Balls, you'll go back even stronger because Bardock is right at Vegeta's level. So they all three finna get stronger. This finna be one hell of a little side quest. Shouts out to the side quest playlist because I might not have did this if it was just on before or after Unreal Engine because I don't like to do what ifs too much. I'll do what ifs, but I don't like to do them too much unless we ain't got nothing else really to talk about. Because me, I'm gonna talk about something. You dig? Who we had a chat? Legend X9K, appreciate that.
Senkai's at the end of each day. A year later, Goku goes back to Gods, asking him to, let him escape Hell. Meanwhile, on Earth, Tien and Chaozu have died. However, back in Hell, Mez challenges Goku to a game of catch.
So
if Goku can catch him, then he'll tell him how to get out of here. Goku agrees to this as he sees no other way out, and God gets mad at Mez for going
I'm gonna
behind
check
his
into
back.
that.
Mez
But
tells
not right
him not
now.
to worry, as no one except the Grand King Yama himself has been able to catch him. As the race begins, Goku gets distracted by Gauss telling him that his halo has disappeared. This allows Mez to get a huge distance between them. Bardock yells at him to stay focused as Mez has already left. Goku gets into running position, then closes his eyes and begins to search for his ki. After finding it, he rushes towards him and catches Maz almost instantly. Gauz, not wanting to get punished by King Yama, he challenges Goku to another wrestling match. Goku, just wanting to get this over with, agrees, and just like in canon, Goku wins. With him winning, Gauz and Mez tell him how to get out of hell, or I guess HFIL, whatever you want to call it. Goku thanks them and then thanks his brother and father for training him. But before he leaves, he is stopped by another Saiyan. This Saiyan is King Vegeta, who tells him that if he really is gonna go back to the land of the living, he wants him to get his sons to kill that bastard Frieza. He takes off that necklace thing and says to hand it over to Vegeta as proof. Goku picks it up and runs out as he's got a planet to save. Now this time...
Oh, so now they definitely done changed the story because, you know, the special appearance by King Vegeta done gave him what he needs to tell Vegeta, sit your ass down. I done heard about the problem. We got to train. Lock in and level up, homeboy. Well, let's see where this story goes.
Timeline kind of starts to match up with the original timeline, with Goku just barely saving Gohan from getting the boot, quite literally. After giving senzus to Krillin and Gohan, he calls out to Vegeta, claiming that he really does look like that other guy he met in the other world. Vegeta smirks as he knows that he's talking about his father. Goku then throws the king's necklace at Vegeta. He even breaks the news that Frieza's the one that killed the other Saiyan, and not some random asteroid. Nappa is shocked when he sees the necklace, as he hasn't seen it in a long time, and he knows that King Vegeta used to wear it a lot. He tells Vegeta that if he doesn't destroy Earth, he'll help him defeat this Frieza guy. Vegeta puts on the necklace and tells Goku that his tiny power level is meaningless compared to Frieza. It's basically nothing. Nappa tries to attack him, basically saying the same thing, Goku's power level is meaningless. But Vegeta tells him to leave Goku to him. He can have those two tiny brats. Goku and Vegeta begin their fight on somewhat equal terms, with Goku holding back, of course. As the battle continues, Goku can sense that Vegeta is at his max power, since he doesn't know how to control his power. So he decides to go into his max power as well. This allows Goku to actually beat Vegeta up. Vegeta not having any other choice, he creates a power ball. However, Vegeta doesn't notice that Goku himself turns into a Great Ape, who is currently rampaging, throughout the fucking mountains. I don't think Vegeta would attack Goku at this point, because I think he would find it funny for Goku to destroy his own planet, while rampaging as a giant monkey. At this point, Gohan and Krillin would return. Gohan goes up to his father, telling him to attack Vegeta, because if he doesn't, he'll kill everyone, including him and Chi-Chi. Just like Great Ape Gohan, Goku is barely able to get a hold of himself to target Vegeta. Meanwhile, Krillin...
Yeah, that's funny because, like I said, with him having a tail, see, that makes it a whole different fucking story. See, you got Ozaru's with the 10 times multiplier. I mean, because technically, even if he did learn Kaioken, whenever he did make the King Kai's, which got him, super buff, he only can use it 1 to 2 times as trained by King Kai. He's gonna push it higher because that's Goku and you're gonna need the power, so what you gonna do? Kaioken times 3, Kaioken times 4. But then that original 10 times multiplier from Super Saiyan, there you go, boy. Hey, Frieza might not make it in this story. You see what I'm saying? Because if you take Goku, get him back up to Vegeta's actual level, and then, well, instead of these two fighting, they're supposed to be training so they can max up and get to a point where they can actually go take on Frieza. Say, for instance, build up their personal fucking PL's power levels for those who ain't keep it up. Bring that up to about 450,000. Then you times that by 10. That's 4 million. Well, you got to remember, that'll get you past first transformation of Frieza, which... it depends on how they trying to play Frieza in this. Let's see. We got 2 more videos of this after this, so let's keep it going.
cut off Nappa's tail, because obviously he would also turn into a great ape. Goku and Vegeta have an all-out great ape fight, but like I said before, Goku wins. Vegeta does destroy the Power Ball, because if he doesn't, Great Ape Goku will end up killing him. The Anger Krillin walks up to Vegeta, ready to form a Destructo Disc, but Vegeta tells him to wait. Vegeta says that if they join him together, they might be able to defeat Frieza. He also has an idea of how they can bring back those idiots who died. You know, talking about Tien, Yamcha, and Chaozu. Before Krillin can do anything, Goku tells him to wait and hear him out. Vegeta says that they need to find more of those Dragon Ball things back on the Namekian's homeworld. Thinking that his plan could work, Goku says that they're more than welcome to join them. But if they even think about betraying them, he'll kill them. Vegeta and Appa agreed to play along for now. After this, everybody heads off to Kami House, where Goku asks Bulma to create a spaceship for them. After Bulma chews him out for, walking in naked, since the Great Ape rips off Goku's clothes, she realizes that they brought those evil Saiyans to Kami House, and she starts yelling at them, both at Goku and Vegeta. Krillin tells her to calm down, as, they're allies for now. Roshi would hand Goku a spare outfit. After changing, Goku would once again ask Bulma if she could build him a ship. Bulma would say yes, but without the location of planet.
Hey, just think about that. Master Roshi always keep those uniforms on deck because he expects to have students, but then again he doesn't really like training people, so why does he have so many extra clothes for people he's supposed to be training? See, that's the funny thing about Toriyama. See, when you try to take him seriously, you get reminded that this guy is a gag character and everything he does is just to troll people. God damn. Shouts out to the ultimate troll. I'm gonna have to stop calling him a D student because he's actually an A student at trolling. He's actually an A
Namek
student
is
at trolling.
hopeless. This is when Mr. Popo appears and says that they can use the location from Kami's old ship. This is where things start to line up with canon just a little bit more. Bulma works on the ship while Goku trains Gohan and Krillin. Vegeta and Appa spend this time healing, for the most part. We might even see Bulma's and Vegeta's relationship start to bloom a little. It's not much, but the seeds are starting to get planted. Anyways, about roughly 10 days later, Kami's ship is ready to...
Well, see, with Vegeta and Goku actually teaming up before they went to Namek, that's actually perfect because guess what? Yamcha's already dead. And you know how women are. They get over men quickly, especially if they got somebody else to get under. You dig? Hey, swallow the red pill. Some of y'all might need to leave the Matrix. You blue pill motherfuckers didn't know that Yamcha didn't do nothing wrong and got replaced because he was dead. Forgetting that he was going to be coming back. You just got to put in some time and patience. She ain't got no patience.
To launch. Goku tells Gohan and Krillin to go without him. He'll take the second ship. Plus, Vegeta and Nappa are almost healed up. He needs to be here just in case they get the idea of blowing up Earth. After watching them blast off, he goes off to do some solo training and spend some time with Chi-Chi. The day Gohan and Co. land on planet Namek, Goku, Vegeta, and Nappa hop onto the second ship. This means that for the next 6 days, Goku spends his time training with the prince and his lackey. I'm gonna leave the events on Namek the same for the most part, except there's no Vegeta, sneaking around planet Namek, meaning that there's a village of Namekians that would survive, and since Zarbon and Dodoria aren't killed in this timeline, Frieza will not call in the Ginyu force. When Goku arrives on Namek, they meet up with Krillin and Gohan. Krillin suggests that Goku should go talk to Lord Guru. Vegeta asks Bulma where the other Dragon Balls are, and she says that they're with Frieza. Vegeta tells Kakarot to go with the Guru guy, and he and Appa will retrieve the other Dragon Balls from Frieza. This is where I'm going to leave it off for now. I hope you guys enjoyed this What If. It did win the poll that I put on the community tab. And for those of you guys wanting the baby What If, I will do that. It's just a matter of time of when. So I hope you guys like this. Leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys later.
Like I said, he got 3 parts to it. So that was the first one. Shouts out to Sun Wukong.
Tom put from the World Tournament. After that, we were introduced to some Fist of the North Star bandits that got lost and found their way to Dragon Ball. Now, this one introduces something interesting. If you know anything about Sun Wukong, the character Goku is based on, you know he has 3 iconic tools. Goku has 2 of the 3 tools, but Toriyama never introduced the 3rd, that tool being the sealing gourd. Here, it has the power to seal someone if they don't answer when their name is called. After being sealed, they're turned into a liquid that if someone drinks, they can...
Now, see, I was thinking about this the other day. Shouts out to me. Y'all forgot I'm in this video too, in case y'all knew. Welcome back. It's your boy Spider Pig, aka TWP. We do Dragon Ball every Saturday. You see what I'm saying? I'm just gonna remind you because if you knew, I gotta tell you. But anyways, I was talking about this the other day. See, Toriyama really didn't use the ceiling gourd because since he's a gag writer, that thing in itself is not funny. Okay, it's serious business, and he wasn't trying to stand on serious business with Dragon Ball because he wants to keep it funny, mild, and entertaining. You see what I'm saying? Because that ceiling gourd was technically supposed to be used to seal Majin Buu. Or anybody, Zamasu, somebody that the people that usually end up killing were supposed to be sealed. Now the good thing about the gourd is you could technically let the people back out or consume it because it's a gourd, meaning you drink what's in the gourd, you gain all the powers. So they definitely didn't want to do that because then he's not wanting to write Goku to where he's that OP because then how do you write his bad guys? Well, the bad guy stole his gourd, and Goku knows if he doesn't have the gourd on, never listen to your name being called by anybody. Yeah. Or, no, or is it every time you hear your name, you got to reply? Man, you got to say, what's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? Like Martin used to do back in the day. You see what I'm saying every time? That would have been the gag that came behind that, I guess. But I'll write that later. Maybe. I ain't writing stories, though. Y'all know how we do. Y'all know how we do. We just review that fire and keep it player. I gotta get paid for watching Dragon Ball now, because that's how big of a
Steal
fan
the
I
sealed
am.
person's power. Kinda OP, huh? Luckily, Goku is able to avoid being converted with the power pole, and turns the gourd on its owners. Goku lets the villagers keep the gourd. Shame he couldn't keep it, as this is filler. But it's not really his style to use something like that anyway. The bandits are no
Y'all see how
match for
your boy was at
Goku,
work
but assuming
doing
they have been
shorts?
using the
I
gourd
mean,
for a
come on
while,
now.
they're
Your boy at
probably
work
pretty strong.
still putting out
So,
content
let's give them
while
67
I'm typing.
and 73. Now...
Hit record,
What's up,
and then get
everybody?
right back to
Welcome
typing.
back to a new video. Today we'll be covering the long-awaited part 2 of What If Goku Trained in Hell. It's been a while since I made part 1, and I have no real excuse on why it took me so long to make part 2. So without any further delays, let's just jump into it.
I mean, go team. Come on, man. They completely forgot about this kid.
Vegeta and Nappa head off to Frieza's ship, which they end up apologizing for disobeying Frieza's orders. They tell him that from now on they're gonna obey his every order. Frieza says that normally he would kill them for disobeying him, but thanks to their disobedience, he will soon achieve immortality. So he'll let them live, as long as they don't disobey him again. Nappa reassures his loyalty towards Frieza, and Vegeta tells him that they'll do anything to make him achieve his wish. Frieza's still very suspicious and questions their loyalty, but decides to let them help. He'll just kill them after he makes the wish. They then step out of the ship, with Nappa mumbling to Vegeta how much he hates that they have to do this. Vegeta tells Nappa not to worry, as once either the Earthlings or Frieza has collected the Dragon Balls, they'll steal the wish right from under their noses. They then blast off to meet with the Earthlings, but
Too
little
bad
did
that
they
ain't gonna
know
work,
Zarbon
because you
and
gotta be able
Doyle
to speak
are trailing
Namek.
behind them. Meanwhile, while all that's happening, Goku and Gohan are on their way to Guru's house. Upon arriving, Nail leads them inside and introduces Goku to Guru. Gohan then asks the Elder Namekian to unlock Goku's potential, like he did for him and Krillin. After determining that Goku is pure heart and willing to help the Namekians by reading his mind or whatever, Guru then places his hand on Goku and unlocks his potential. Guru says that they'll need someone to summon the dragon for them, since you need to speak Namekian. So Guru...
See, Goku just got the official amp. That put him at 1.2 million. That means Frieza gonna have to transform to his third form Frieza at least, to be on Goku's 1.2 level. Then Goku's still holding in Kaioken. And he still got his tail. So, them numbers is good. Them numbers is good. Hey, shout out to Goku. He might actually have a chance against Frieza. He might not even have to go Super Saiyan, is what I'm saying for those who ain't paying attention. Because I know y'all knew. Hell, y'all don't even know how to watch Dragon Ball correctly.
Guru unlocks Dende's potential and tells them to go help them grant their wishes. After Goku and Gohan thank Guru, they blast off to meet the rest of the team. Vegeta and Nappa are the first to arrive back at the hideout. Bone tells them that before they make their next move, they should probably wait for Goku and Gohan to return. But before they can continue their conversation, Zarbon and Dodoria reveal themselves. Doria would end up calling them two-timing dirty monkeys, and Lord Frieza should have killed you when he destroyed Planet Vegeta. Vegeta tells Nappa to shut Dodoria up. Nappa, with a smirk on his face, powers up a bit and in a swift movement punches Dodoria's head right off. Vegeta then turns to the scared Zarbon, who transforms to get some sort of edge over them. However, Vegeta quickly gut punches him mid-transformation, blasting him away to help. Krillin is shocked and horrified to see the Saiyan's new powers, but
See, that's the only bad thing about when most people do fan mangas that I'm noticing now. Because, like I said, since he's no longer our favorite D student, and we're gonna actually go back to, this is Master Akira Toriyama. He's a master troll. Okay, so he's trolling the audience the whole time he writes the story because he thinks it's funny. Because that's what he's doing. He's writing a funny story. You might be taking Dragon Ball serious, but this guy's writing a hilarious story. See, everybody always starts to write people too serious because they just had Vegeta kill somebody before he even transformed. Come on now, you know damn well ain't gonna be no not fighting the person at their strongest. That makes the story make sense with Dragon Ball, because that's one good thing about Toriyama. Since he's trolling your ass, yes, every bad guy gets the maximum form. Because guess what? Goku was actually designed to be. Goku's supposed to be the Avenger of the group. You see what I'm saying? Why you think he always show up late? Because somebody done got smacked up because he was late. Now you got to get his get back for the homie. Oh, you just fucked up my homie. You forgot I'm the MC though, but you fucked up my homie. Yeah, somebody better tell these guys when you write these stories, you got to know how to put them side characters for how they supposed to be written. Yeah, and Vegeta would have let Zarbon transform fully and then punched him up like, oh, you was hiding a transformation for me? Bet I got that on lock now because that's coming up gonna be controversial in the story that I got brewing up. Because I'm gonna do a fan made manga one of these days, but I'm actually gonna do a manga, and yes, I will be tracing fucking artwork. So if you don't like the fact that I'm tracing to keep my production quality high, yeah, just sit over there and not look at the story because that'll be your dumb ass, right? Hey man, but he traces exactly. It's a drawing style, motherfucker, which is used for high production quality. Hell, like they making this shit new. He traces. I don't want to hear nothing about that. Hell, what do they say? It's 2025. Be shameless. Yeah, but put in the work. You dig? There's no shame to putting in the work. That's what they're reminding you about. That. Yes, go ahead and be shameless. Put in the work. Promote yourself. Get to that next level. It's called a game for a reason. Hell, you better be ready to play. Oh yeah, I
he
like
says that
how
he's glad
how
they're
he
on
did
his
this though.
side. He then suggests that once Goku and Gohan come back, they should move the base. Gohan and Goku would arrive like a few minutes later. From here, the group decides that Vegeta and Nappa will steal the Dragon Balls from Frieza. Goku, Gohan, Krillin, and Dende will
The
summon the
good thing
dragon and
is
make the wishes. Well,
is I didn't have to wait the 2 months that it took him to go from episode 1 to episode 2 because I usually skip these. But since I was looking, I was like, well, damn, that is a good topic. HFIL, because that's coming up with some shit that I got going on, and I like what he did there. He's like, you got to remember who's all down there. You got everybody down there. So shout out to the good thing about Dragon Ball is your favorite character is technically not dead. Because one thing you got to remember about Dragon Ball is a story about gods and immortality. So technically, even once Goku became dead, he went to the land of the dead, then he came back. Hell, that lets you know something right there should be going on. But it's different correlation because there's parts of the story. That's why they say, well, how are we going to design a new bad guy? You don't have to design a new bad guy. You remember that there's bad guys in hell you can talk about at any point in time. Shout out to Ethan. Appreciate you coming through. What's that say? Convergent entity. Okay, good material. You know me, I do reviews. That's what I'm saying. The good thing about being a review channel is you just got to be smart enough to remember the things I like to watch. I should be watching with other people. Shout out to going live in the booth. You did, because that's where we be trying to not tell the truth. Because hell, you got a lot of people these days tell them you got something coming up and it ain't even coming up, just to see if they was gonna show up though. But hell, Super Saturdays is gonna be something you show up to every Saturday because it's coming. I tell you, we got more videos throughout the week, but I might or might not. You never know. Like this week, we did reviews on Lil Wayne, but hell, that's because I actually had to listen to that album, and since I was listening, I'm gonna hit record for you.
While Bulma is in charge of moving the hideout to a different location. Once it's decided, the group splits off again. When Vegeta and Nappa arrive at Frieza's ship, Nappa stays outside while Vegeta goes inside, and they both start dealing damage
Krillin ain't
to the
just free
ship,
XP, because depending on how you want to view TN, Krillin's the strongest human. End of the damn day, the only one who can technically be stronger than Krillin would have to still be Master Roshi, because they all get power creeps. You see what I'm saying? The last time that Frieza came, Roshi himself was probably at what used to be Frieza's old power level. So, and then most of Frieza's minions, I mean, besides them bringing back Captain Ginyu, they wasn't really shit, because although they trying to nerf Gohan and trying to fake like Piccolo wasn't always right there behind Goku's power level once he hit Super Saiyan. Yeah, Goku got the amp, but Piccolo did the training with him, and basically Piccolo and Goku both learned the same technique at the same time, which was Goku's upgrade to Kaioken, because that's what he did. But I ain't gonna talk about that because that's another video. We talking about if Goku trained in Hell, HFIL technically, in Dragon Ball Part 2. Yeah, Golden Great 8, Goku. So see, that's what I'm saying. I ain't even mean to spoil that for myself. I just actually looked at this video title now. Hell, we finna get Great 8 Goku, because of course they gonna nerf Vegeta.
Frieza to run out of his
they gonna nerf
chambers,
Vegeta.
and Vegeta runs
Although he
in
had
there,
some extra training,
grabs the Dragon Balls,
still
and
has a
throws
tail
them towards the
and all his
direction
tricks,
of
right?
the other group. Both Saiyans then blast off in opposite directions, and once they're far enough, they hide their power levels and make their way to Goku's group. Once Frieza heads back into his chambers, he notices that the Dragon Balls are missing. He then calls Ginyu Force, telling him that instead of coming to Namek, his reasoning is that maybe if Vegeta and Nappa are working with the Earthlings, they're using Earth as their base. So he wants to give them a little surprise just in case they end up escaping. Goku's team, after gathering the Dragon Balls, they have Dende summon the dragon, and this pretty much just catches everybody's attention on Namek. Frieza, pissed off that someone might actually steal his wish, blasts off to try and kill them. The first wish is used to bring Piccolo back to life, and tells everybody that he wants to be brought to Namek so he can face off against Frieza. Before Dende can make the wish, Guru telepathically contacts Dende, saying to bring the Namekian to him. So Dende makes the wish, and Piccolo goes from Kami's planet to Guru's house. As for the third wish, they use it to bring Chaozu back to life, since that was one of the main reasons that they had to come here. With no more Dragon Balls to rely on, the gang gets ready to face off against Frieza. Flashing sideways,
because technically they did forget about that part of the story, but when the Namekians was on Earth, they did use the Dragon Balls from Namek a couple times and did get everybody back. But that was like later on. But yeah, at first they was like, yeah, we just gonna have to wish everybody to fucking Earth. Then when the Dragon Balls got back, they technically they could have just reinstated them, but we got some weaker elder Namekians at the moment, so they don't have to get the Nameks to Neva and get them some Namekian training. There's gonna be a lot of training coming up. You see what I'm saying? Like I can see that in the future. Everybody needs to be trained up. We'll see what Toyotaro writes though.
Piccolo is greeted by Guru as the grandson of Katoth. Piccolo asks why was he brought here? The others are gonna face off against that Frieza dude and they're gonna need him. Guru says that those Saiyans have like little to no...
See, because the real good part of Dragon Ball is, Goku's always gonna be Goku. He'll come in with some MC energy whenever you need him. But the good thing about the story is the story gets progressed by other characters. So that's why I said if you don't know how to watch Dragon Ball, you don't actually know how to watch Dragon Ball. You can tell the new people in the comments because they don't even understand the story. Shouts out to the new people though. We got some explanations for you because remember it's a fucking troll. Shouts out to the master troll Akira Toriyama because look, he got people talking about his work and he ain't even here no more.
No chance of winning, as that Frieza fellow hides some unbelievable power. He had Brunga bring him here for a specific reason. The only way to defeat Frieza is to show him the true power of Namek. He wants Piccolo to fuse with him and Nail, under the condition that he will use this power to protect Namek. Piccolo is very hesitant at first because he doesn't want anyone inside of his brain. Nail reassures him that they won't be sticking around, only their power will remain. This power will make you stronger than that so-called Saiyan Son Goku. This finally gets Piccolo to agree to do the fusion. Meanwhile, the gang stares down Frieza. As a side note, I want to say that all the Saiyans down in Hell would be gathered around that big crystal ball to watch this fight. Frieza tells them that
See, that's the thing about HFIL. It's got a couple different levels to it. You see what I'm saying? You got the common, okay, you're in hell part. So, yeah. We need to expand on that part of the hell HFIL universe because that's like the general common area. But then you got the personal tortures that you seen that Frieza ends up going back to. Like, well, you managed to get out of hell, go get another life, and fucked up again. So you're not just in the first level of hell anymore where where y'all get to sit there and see what's actually going on and be you're powerful so you get your body that's given so technically there's a lot of explaining HFIL still too, but that's the thing about our favorite troll. He doesn't explain shit because he just lets you wonder. You fill in the fucking blanks. The story is whatever the fuck you want it to be as far as how seriously you take the Dragon Ball shit, but hell, the guy's a troll, so the further you deep into it, the more he's trolling you. Oh shit! Shouts out to
he's
that
gonna
part
make
of the
them
game.
feel pain through every inch of their body as he powers up. Vegeta is pretty unfazed by this power, and goes on to give Frieza the whole Goku is the legendary Super Saiyan speech. Frieza says that he'll show him why it's just a legend, a story, as he rushes towards them. Goku effortlessly blocks all of his attacks. Goku tells Vegeta that he thought Frieza would be taller. He even comments about how disappointed he is that Frieza's this weak. And after all that build up, after causing Frieza to get even madder, he backs off. Frieza states that he's been holding back this entire time, and he can get stronger by transforming. And Goku's like, yeah, okay, go ahead. You know how Goku is. After he's done transforming, they resume their fight. And they're pretty even, at least when it comes to power. What gives Goku the edge is his years of martial arts. But even with Goku's years of martial arts, Frieza does eventually manage to stab both of his horns into Goku's shoulders. When he throws Goku aside, he makes sure to blast him with a couple of ki blasts for a good measure. Gohan, blinded by rage, bursts towards Frieza and starts to wail on him. However, this doesn't end well for Gohan as Frieza returns the favor. After beating down Gohan, he says he's got 2 more transformations to show off. He powers up to his 3rd form and turns his attention to Vegeta and Nappa. This is when they realize just how much they fucked up. Frieza, in the blink of an eye, moves right next to them, with a grin on his face. Vegeta and Nappa, scared for their lives, they instantly fly up. Frieza's able to get in front of them really quickly and then knock them down. He then starts spamming his finger blast while saying, "Where is your Super Saiyan now?" After a bit of Frieza doing that, he is kicked in the face, sending him flying backward. Piccolo has finally arrived and states that if anyone's gonna kill those Ron Saiyans, it's gonna be him. Piccolo and Frieza then start to duke it out. And unlike in canon, Piccolo is actually able to watch 3rd form Frieza. While Piccolo and Frieza are fighting.
See, that's the part that didn't make no sense because see, he still had the initial fight actually happen where Piccolo even got killed. Nah, because technically with this form of stories, if there was going to be a Namekian fusion, if Piccolo would have stayed on Earth, he'd have been even stronger because, like I said, he'd have been training with everybody anyways, and that's what made everybody stronger. Everybody coming together and just going to the gym. Shouts out to the whole team finna win, type shit.
Fighting is more like Frieza getting beat up for 5 minutes. Krillin convinces Dende to go heal the Saiyans. Piccolo ends up forcing Frieza to unleash his final form. And the tables get turned as Frieza is now beating up Piccolo. Thankfully, he's saved by Goku, who tells Frieza he's ready for round 2. Frieza's very confused to see Goku back up. He thought he killed him. But eventually he sees Dende finishing up healing Piccolo. So Frieza kills him all.
Like I said, this is how other people typically write the story. They actually try to keep it serious and make things make sense versus just trolling. Hey, shouts out to that whole philosophy, because it's the reason why it's the #1 show, because he just trolls the hell out of the audience. Then he does some shit like, oh, we ain't gonna have no Dragon Ball for 25 years. And then when we come back, we still gonna be trolling.
On the spot, Goku bursts towards Frieza, saying that was uncalled for. He didn't have to kill him. But Frieza just blocks his attack. The other Z fighters move out of the way to watch the fight from afar. Goku and Frieza's fight starts off pretty well. But once Frieza starts to turn up the heat, aka just power up a little bit, it's quickly made apparent that Goku's gonna lose this fight. Piccolo, knowing that they're gonna need all the help they can get, he hesitantly unlocks the potential of Vegeta and Nappa. The three of them then go off to challenge Frieza. Even with 4 of them fighting him at the same time, he's still able to...
Hold on, so see, he's just buff Piccolo. We ain't just gonna let that skip right past us like we didn't hear that, because we actual review channel. We actually putting in reviews sometimes. I might not say nothing in my shorts because I'm trolling y'all asses. And then whenever you be like, you're just stealing content, you damn right. I learned from a master troll. Shout out to being an apprentice. You dig? If you don't know who you're learning from, you don't know what you're supposed to be learning. You dig? Shout out to knowing why it's important to be a good student. Vegeta just found that out actually in the storyline late in the game. He's like, man, I was always just doing shit by myself because, I was Vegeta. I was him. I was told from birth that I was decent, and then I worked hard because I was out here putting in work. You dig? Vegeta was always turning in that homework. But hell, we ain't just gonna pass by the fact that now that he fused with Nail in this storyline, he can actually raise people's potential, which he just did for Vegeta and Nappa, which, don't forget, they still got tails in this bitch. Goku still got his too, so he's initially losing to Frieza, but it already says Golden 8 Goku versus Frieza. So, yeah, Golden 8. And I still got a whole 20-minute video at the end after the third part of this one, because we almost to the end of this one. Shouts out to this one. Part 2 was all right. He amped a couple other people and makes the story make sense, which you don't do in Dragon Ball. You just give people power-ups for no reason because it's trolling the audience. Beast Gohan.
Handle his own. I would imagine that it would play out similar to Broly's fight with the Z fighters. They all get washed. After a while of getting beaten down, Vegeta creates a power ball. Goku and Vegeta then start to grow.
See, why do you always say it's Vegeta? No, since Nappa's there, Nappa's the weaker between him and Vegeta. So Nappa, you make the flux wave ball. It's not just a fucking power ball. It's a flux wave ball. See, quit acting like you knew and don't know the story while you writing the story. That's why I said. I mean, you want to put in work, but it ain't got to be perfect. So that's why we're not being too hard on the grading sheet with them on this one. But that's what we be talking about. That's what we be talking about. We are a review and reaction channel. Shouts out to entertainment reviews. That's what we do on Spider Pig. Hit up the shorts if you're new. Hit up a playlist if you really like it. Because we got plenty of work that we done put in over the couple years we've been over here reviewing shit. That's what we do. Thumbs up in the building. Double tap the screen. Come on now. It's easy.
And become Uzarus. Vegeta immediately goes for Frieza, but even with his increase in power, he's still no match for Frieza. Goku, on the other hand, still not having trained in the Grade 8 form, he goes on a rampage, which Frieza kind of enjoys watching, seeing the hero become the villain. Gohan then remembers when he got Goku to attack Vegeta, so maybe he can do that again, but have him attack Frieza. So he flies up to Goku and gives him that speech about how he's supposed to be protecting him, his friends, and Namek. But as it seems that Gohan is getting through to the big monkey, Gohan gets blown up by Frieza, who says he's tired of hearing these heroic speeches. They bore him half to death. Uzaru Goku then lets out a furious roar that can be heard for miles. His power starts to skyrocket as a golden aura surrounds him. His eyes turn red, and with one final roar and a flash of light, there stands Golden.
It was already red in Uzaru.
Frieza doesn't really seem to care, as he just sees this as a color change. You know, it's no big deal towards him. That is until he realizes that he can't keep up with Goku's movements. Even with 100% of his full power, he still can't even keep up then. He tries killing Goku with a death ball, but he just shrugs it off. Goku with a simple...
See, that's really crazy, because initially he was at 1.2 million. Okay, then he got fucked off by Frieza with the double horn to the chest. Y'all got to be paying attention, because when I come back and tell you what we're talking about, hopefully you was paying attention. Now, if you just came in, you just came in. But shout out to the replay game, because, you know, that's where you get the full video if you was new. Anyways, yeah, you got to come back and replay it. It'll be in the live playlist section right there, top of it. I mean, I'm gonna tell you where to go find it, because I don't want you looking around. Look at baby Vegeta in the background. See, he's showing you where he got this picture from in the Daizenshu, but that's a whole nother story. But anyways, Goku 1.2 million when he first was fighting Frieza, right? I said keep it paused because that's a good frame. Somebody screenshot that for me, because, you know, I'll need that later. Anyways, you know, I'll be tracing and shit. I'll be trolling too. Hey, but like I'm saying though, so that's a good picture for Zaru. Just imagine that with purple, purple Saiyan armor. I ain't talking about it because that's a whole different story. But yeah, Goku 1.2 million. Okay, so he gets fucked off by Frieza. Dende heals him. Zenkai. Let's just say. Let's see, because his last Zenkai took him from, technically, he was at 3 million when he went from the 2 million. So that was crazy. His Zenkais are actually getting enormous now. So if he was at 1.2, that'll probably put him at about, after the Zenkai, about, let's just say, even 12. And then you times that by 10. Yeah, he in Ozaru, he's matching Frieza. He's matching Frieza. You see what I'm saying? In Frieza's final maxed out form, 120 each. Boom. So now that he's in Super Saiyan with the Zaru, because that's a 50 times multiplier. So you take that 120 million and times that by 50. Who got a calculator? Because I'm using my phone right now. So, you know, who got a calculator on handy? Put them numbers in the comments for me. You dig? I appreciate that. Like, comment, subscribe. You know, do your YouTube thing. Let me stay in your algorithm so we can talk about some more shit next week.
Full Mouth Beam kills Frieza. Because of Goku's very massive power level and the fact that he's rampaging through Namek, the other Z fighters are pretty much too scared to do anything. Since the Golden Uzaru is stronger than Super Saiyan 3, it's at least a 500 times multiplier. This would put Goku like at 3 billion. In terms of power level at least. It's very anticlimactic, but when you're dealing with power levels that high, there's so much you can do. Anyways, King Kai contacts them to say that their best option is to destroy the Power Ball and wait for Goku to turn back to normal. So Piccolo and Krillin aim a combined blast at the Power Ball and destroy it. This doesn't return him back to normal immediately, but after a few minutes of Goku rampaging through the planet, he does turn back to normal. One close beam later, Piccolo picks him up and they all head to the Capsule Corp ship to decide what they're gonna do next. On the entire way back, Vegeta and Nappa start discussing amongst themselves about how Goku's the legendary Super Saiyan. They must find a way to harness his power for themselves. When they arrive at the ship, King Kai contacts them saying that Kami is planning to gather the Earth Dragon Balls and wish everybody back. The wish is going to be worded so the Namekians and Gohan are brought back, all in one wish, which makes Piccolo really happy to hear. Not long after, Piccolo summons the dragon and makes the wish to bring back everybody who was killed by Frieza and his men. Piccolo goes to get Gohan and bring him back.
Now I just remember that he has said, shout out to the spoilers, because if you're new to the video at this point during the live, you get to get trolled, because I'm going to tell you what you missed. Everything just went good because Azaru Goku just killed Frieza, so now they finna go home. But guess who he has sent home? The Ginyu Force. Oh, part three finna be an MFer. Shout out to part three though. It's coming up. I'm rolling up
Once
too.
Goku wakes up, he and Gohan hug it out. From here, the group decides that they're just gonna wait for the Namekian Dragon Balls to be active again. However, a few days later, King Kai contacts them saying that Kami says the Earth is being
What do you mean? How do I know about the Great Ape? Hell, you don't just run around calling people a fucking monkey for no reason. There's a reason why they call every time you see Frieza, you fucking monkeys. That's hilarious. How do I know about Great Ape? It's only a 10 times multiplier. That's why it initially got removed by Akira Toriyama. He said once you can exceed a 10 times multiplier, you get into the Super Saiyan diaspora. The qualifications for that, you see what I'm saying? Because that's what the true qualifications are. Well, are you able to multiply your power 10 times? Can you handle that 10 times multiplier? Meaning, like when Vegeta actually controls his great ape Ozaru, that's technically what the requirement should be. But since this guy didn't like Vegeta at the beginning of the story, he was just nerfing him, yeah, which is another good way to troll people. Because hell, why would you just nerf characters for no good reason? Just like he got tired of drawing the tails. Well, hold on. Technically, you're supposed to be doing just the draft drawings, and then whoever else comes in and finishes the production for it, they're supposed to do all of that. I mean, if the company you working for ain't actually companying it up, this is one reason why I tell people you gotta be working for yourself, which makes things take longer. But at the same damn time, it's a process to all of this. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. I mean, but you know how your monetization coaching goes. Get that over on TWP. This Spider Pig, we trying to keep it entertaining. Hell, you done got me on a tangent.
attacked. The Ginyu force is there attacking cities and killing people. Since it's an emergency, Piccolo decides that he'll reactivate the Namekian Dragon Balls a little early. However, he states after he makes the 3 wishes, instead of waiting 1 Namekian year, they're going to have to wait 1 Earth year. When they summon Purunga, the first 2 wishes are used to bring Tien and Yamcha back to life. Before they make the 3rd wish, Piccolo tells the group that he's going to stay behind to protect Namek for a year, since he did technically make that promise to Guru that he's going to protect Namek. Plus, he wants to make sure that no more Frieza soldiers are going to show up. So they make the wish and they go back to Earth. You know what, for the fun of it, let's say Tien and Yamcha are the ones that kill the Ginyu force. I mean, since this whole what if is based off of filler, let's just say that that's what happens, since in an episode they were shown to be able to take on the Ginyu force, and that's where we're going to be leaving it off for today. So I hope you guys enjoyed this part.
Only problem, he just took out the Ginyu Force, which would have made it actually funny whenever they got back, because Ginyu wasn't one of the ones that they took out when they were in the afterlife. The rest of the Force, yeah, it's a wash, it's complete. But you see what I'm saying? Ginyu himself, they wouldn't have been able to defeat, because especially with the body change, because they ain't know that type of work was coming. But he just nerfed the Ginyu Force, because we'll see what he does in part 3, right? We got a quick short, and then we right back at it, right?
And hopefully it doesn't take me another 3 months to get part 3 out. But with the way I upload, who knows? Well, who knows? I hope you guys enjoyed your time here. Remember to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys later.
A lot of people say that Neva has pretty broken magic, but I don't think that's actually true. He was able to activate the Dragon Balls early, but don't forget, Kami was also able to do the same, choosing to activate the Dragon Balls early for Goku to revive his friends back in early Dragon Ball. He was also able to draw the Dragon Ball towards him pretty easily, but you have to remember, Neva isn't your basic Namekian found on planet Namek. Rather, he's the last surviving Namekian from their origin in the Demon Realm. That's why he knew Piccolo's Father Katats was able to create warriors stronger than the legendary Super Saiyan and even boost Goku's power beyond its limits. All of this making him better than every Namekian by default, and even more so than Grand Elder Guru.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video, and today we'll be covering...
So did he make, is that Yamcha or is that Goten? Because those two faces are commonly crossed. Once Goten gets a little bit older, he grows his hair out and he looks like Yamcha. But it could be Goten. But either way, the white and green ranger, come on now, that's a nice combo there. He stole the white scheme with the green ranger shoulder pad. But I like I like how he did that. Shouts out to the Bud Files. Appreciate seeing you. You see what I'm saying? Y'all know to go check out the Bud Files daily. Appreciate them for coming through. How you doing, Sue? Tell everybody I said hopefully they having another day in paradise.
Part 3 of What If Goku Trained in Hell. Other than the fact that it's been 2 months since I've released another part for this video, I hope you guys enjoyed this, and if you're new to the channel, remember to subscribe because it would really help. But yeah, let's get into the video. A year after the defeat of Frieza, Future Trunks arrives into the present timeline.
Apparently it's
and yes, this is the Trunks that we see in the show. So nothing in his timeline has changed. Trunks arrives at Goku's house and asks about Frieza. Goku tells him that he was defeated on Namek, and Trunks then asks about if Goku knows how to go Super Saiyan. Goku says he doesn't even know what that is. Vegeta has spoken about it a couple times, but he's not sure. Trunks is a little disappointed, but decides to show him the power of Super Saiyan. This draws the attention of all the other Z fighters, as a powerful source of ki just showed up out of nowhere. They're gonna go investigate it. After Trunks powers down, he tells Gohan and Goku about the androids. After the rest of the Z fighters arrive, Trunks tells them the exact same thing, except the fact that he's Vegeta's son. He says he'll stay in the present to teach Goku and the others how to go Super Saiyan. Vegeta is very hesitant as he doesn't want to listen to anyone, as normally he would rather do something on his own. But if it means he'll gain the power of the legendary Super Saiyan, then he's willing to do it. Kami telepathically contacts him saying that he wants the humans to train alongside them. It's gonna give him a greater boost in power. Not long after they begin training, Piccolo finally returns from Namek, and everybody's pretty happy to see him, especially Gohan. He is caught up on what has happened, or what's gonna happen in 3 years. Piccolo would obviously agree to train with them, because he wants to protect Earth as well. And Goku asks if the Namekian Dragon Balls are usable. He's still got a favor to complete after all. Piccolo says no, because they shouldn't rely on the Dragon Balls to solve their problems. When they begin training, Piccolo unlocks the potential of the humans to give him a power boost, especially since Tien and Yamcha kinda need it. About a month into their training, Goku regains access to Super Saiyan. Since he already technically gotten access to it on Namek, it's not overly hard for him to get the form again. Feeling like Goku can take over the training, Trunks gets back in his time machine and leaves. After they see Trunks leave, Goku tells Vegeta that he'll continue training him if and...
I think I said that earlier. It makes no sense for Trunks to go to the timeline to stop the androids. He should have went back in the timeline to stop Frieza from destroying the planet of Saiyans. I mean, I feel that way about it, but knowing that this guy's a troll, of course he trolled you by doing that part of the story, right? You see, when you think about it from that angle, it's like one of those red pill rage moments right there. You see what they say, this guy's just trolling us. Of course he's just trolling you. Hell, the whole story's a troll series. He took Journey into the West and had you expecting better, but you got this. But we love Dragon Ball though. That's our shit.
Only if he teaches him how to control the Grade 8 form. Vegeta argues that now that he has Super Saiyan, that form is kinda useless. Goku says he'd still like to learn how to control it, just in case he accidentally transforms. Vegeta, thinking that he's gotta obtain the power Goku got on Namek for himself, he agrees to train him. However, Goku wants to move the Ozar training somewhere else, so he and Vegeta enter the time chamber, as Goku doesn't want to destroy the Earth by accident. accident during their training. Plus, the time
plenty.
chamber has this open, expansive area that they can use.
Oh, yeah,
Over the
fire
next
in the
day,
hole.
everybody can sense some terrifying amount of ki coming from the time chamber. After that day is over, Goku and Vegeta come out of the time chamber way stronger than when they went in. Vegeta was able to get Super Saiyan during his time training, so he no longer needs to train with them. He and Nappa part ways from the Z Fighters and begin to train by themselves. Piccolo asks Goku if he was able to control the Great Ape, and Goku says yes. He also got a new power along with it. They'll use against the androids if they really need it. A year before the androids show up, Gohan finally achieves Super Saiyan. Thanks to Trunks and Goku teaching him how to go Super Saiyan, he'd be able to achieve it this time around. Or at least this early in the timeline. This gives both Goku and Piccolo a much better training partner than in canon. Everybody in this timeline just gets power boosted. Other than this, we can skip straight forward to the arrival of the androids. Yeah, Yajirobe still gets shot down, and Yamcha gets Yamcha'd. So we move on to the battle at the
Yamcha gets
These
killed.
androids are far stronger
Not
than the
killed,
ones in
but-
canon because Jiro pretty much saw everything during the Saiyan saga. At least everything up until the Great Ape fight between Goku, Vegeta, and Nappa. Goku would go on to fight 19. And even though these are stronger versions of the androids, 19 still gets his ass whooped. For two main reasons. One, Goku isn't afflicted by the heart attack, so he can still fight at 100%. Plus, I've powered up Goku so much, I don't think that 19 would even be a challenge. Jiro realizes this is really bad for him, so he creates a distraction by blasting the ground, and he escapes, or so he thinks. While he does get pretty far away, trying to get back to his life, he doesn't realize that two people have been trailing him this entire time. It's Vegeta and Nappa. They stop him before Jiro can get into the mountains. Vegeta tells him that you toasters are far weaker than they were hyped up to be. I was gonna ask you if you androids feel fear. However, by that look on your face, that answers my question. He then powers up to Super Saiyan and begins his beatdown on Jiro. The fight resembles that of his fight with 19, and just like 19, he kills him with a Big Bang attack. After Jiro is basically vaporized, he says that they trained for no reason. It was kinda pointless. And the other Z Fighters show up shortly after. Even future Trunks arrives. Vegeta tells Trunks that these androids were weak and he shouldn't have had so much trouble with them. He's kind of a disappointment to the Saiyan race. Trunks is in disbelief that they would be able to take him down so easily. And how
I like how he did that part though, because that's right in line with everybody being stronger. With 19 and 20 popping up, that's a missed story because you know what's gonna happen now is Trunks is like, well, these aren't the actual androids. So then 17 and 18, probably even 16, probably still get released. And then sooner or later, Cell's on the way. Hey, we only got 5 more minutes left of this one. And then I still got a whole nother 20-minute video to do after that. So, yeah, it's Super Saturdays in this bitch. We do this every Saturday.
how strong they gotten over the 3 years. Goku lets it slip that thanks to his dad, he was able to learn how to control the Great Ape form. So that's how in this timeline, the reveal of Trunks being Vegeta's son gets revealed. Now that the androids have been dealt with, Vegeta turns his attention to Goku and says that he wants to have his rematch with him. Goku agrees to fight him in 2 days, as he wants to rest up a bit, as they've been training a lot recently. Vegeta agrees to his little terms and conditions, and he flies off. Not long after, Bulma shows up, and she convinces Trunks to stay a little bit, at least after, Vegeta and Goku fight, before he returns to his timeline. She wants to get to know how Trunks will be like when he grows up. I mean, it is her son, so I would imagine she would want to spend some time with him. 2 uneventful days later, everybody meets up at the lookout where they decide to have their final battle. Vegeta tells Trunks to watch and learn how much more powerful a Saiyan can truly become. Both Goku and Vegeta begin the battle in their base forms, with Goku having the slight edge. As the battle carries on, Vegeta, out of frustration, goes Super Saiyan, with Goku following shortly after him. After being clashed that nearly destroys the lookout, Goku says that it's time that they show off that new power of theirs. Vegeta laughs and says that it will be his grave in that case. They both land on the lookout and begin to scream as their power level skyrockets. The immense power that is being laid out starts to affect the world. First, the lookout starts to shake. The wind starts to blow really heavy. It's strong enough to just shatter glass, and the earth itself feels like it's shaking. Krillin points out that parts of Goku's body starts to turn red and his hair starts to get longer. With one final burst of energy, it blinds everybody and pushes them off the lookout. Once they get back up, they see the Super Saiyan 4 Goku and Vegeta. Obviously, they wouldn't call it that since they haven't even discovered Super Saiyan 2 and 3 yet. Let me know down in the comments below what they would call it, since, Super Saiyan 4 is kind of off the table. Goku and Vegeta would then resume their fight, and because the other Z fighters are weaker, they wouldn't be able to keep up with them, at all. Goku would lead the battle far away from everybody just to make sure that they don't get hurt, kind of like in Battle of God.
Master the Zaru is what you're supposed to call it, because it's Super Saiyan and a Zaru mastered. Both of them right there, boom.
The fight ends with one final clash of fists that sends shockwaves throughout the earth. These shockwaves destroy any nearby mountains. When the others arrive to where the battle was, they see Goku and Vegeta lying on the ground. After giving them some senzu beans, both Goku and Vegeta agree to continue training and fight again sometime. After they all part ways, Kami contacts Piccolo and Tien to come back to the lookout. Kami asks if they too sensed the large power level not too long ago. Piccolo says yes, that he sensed it while the Saiyans were powering up, and it's stronger than Goku and Vegeta as Super Saiyans, but weaker than their new forms. Tien adds in that it felt like it wasn't too far away from where Vegeta killed the android. Kami wants them to check it out, just in case they miss an android. They don't have to fight, just go check it out. Piccolo and Tien would agree to go, and they head off to the northern mountains. After a bit of searching, Tien points out a mountain with a huge crater on the side of it. After they both enter the crater, they find themselves in a laboratory, and run into a big green bug man. And that's where we're going to be leaving it off for now. I mainly chose to stop it here because the next episode, or the next part, I want to focus on the Cell games. Especially now since Super Saiyan 4 is on the table, the Cell games are going to be a bit different, which is why I wanted to leave it for next part. Also, originally the androids, Juro and 19, were going to be a bigger threat. However, considering that he's had 4 years of training, I really didn't think that Juro and 19 would have been much of a threat to him, which is why they were kind of pushed aside, just like in the show. So tell me what you guys think about this in the comments down below, and what I should change, or give me some of your opinions. And yeah, that'll be it. Remember to leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys later.
This is why Gohan wanted to be a scholar right here.
You're making a big mistake. Where do you think you're going? Pity, what a waste of talent. Not today, back off. Have it your way. A tough guy like you should be able to face the truth.
Are you okay?
Hell no, Gohan was not okay. Dende, why is you not healing him?
What
Why
if
is you asking
Gohan
stupid
trained
questions?
with Beerus? Imagine this. Gohan, the once reluctant warrior, finally embraces his full potential by training with none other than Beerus, the god of destruction. Thanks to Goku and Vegeta, Gohan could make his way to Beerus's planet, joining his father and Vegeta in the ultimate training ground to unlock the true depths of his beast form. This could reignite Gohan's passion for fighting, pushing him to train like never before. Beerus would be the perfect mentor for Gohan. Why? Gohan's hidden power, fueled by his controlled rage, makes him an ideal candidate to channel Hakai energy, which thrives on destruction and instinct. While Gohan might struggle with the calm needed for Whis and angelic techniques, Beerus could guide him to master Ultra Ego, similar to Vegeta, but in his own unique way. With Beerus's training, Gohan Beast Form could evolve even further. If Beast Gohan is already a match or superior to Goku's Ultra Instinct, An ultra ego-infused Gohan could rival even Beerus himself. His power would grow exponentially, fueled by his Saiyan rage, surpassing limits like never before. At this level, not even Broly would stand a chance. This new godly power could make Gohan the ultimate secret weapon, the ace in the hole needed to take down Black Frieza in the final battle. Could you imagine the shock on Frieza's face? That would be a fight for the ages.
Destructive desires. Vados calmly explained to her disciple that, although the first steps to harnessing Hakai and mastering the energy of destruction involved negative feelings, this was not in fact the true essence of a god of destruction. Goku had heard this term a few times, but still didn't fully understand it. He wanted to know what exactly this essence meant. Vados answered without hesitation, saying that the essence of a god of destruction was balance. He remembered that she had mentioned this before, but insisted that she explain it in more depth. And she did, stating that the work of a god of destruction was, above all, about balance, about understanding the natural cycle of the universe and the role of destruction within that cycle. When a god destroyed something that was causing imbalance in his universe, he should not hate what he destroyed, nor feel compassion. Destruction should be viewed neutrally, as something necessary, completely putting aside any personal feelings. She asked him to pay close attention to that concept and notice how close it was to the mental neutrality required by the higher instinct. Goku thought for a moment and ended up agreeing.
Oh, and for those who didn't know, I am trying to get my Spanish Dragon Ball audience up because, you know, them Spanish Dragon Ball fans are a big market out there. You dig? And if I ain't trying to get my 15% of everything, I'm definitely going to get 15% from somebody. Hell.
In fact, they seemed like different paths that led to the same destination, neutrality. Vados nodded with a slight smile and, as she swung her staff, raised the sacred orb, which lit up with a magical light. A hologram appeared and she continued explaining that, although the feeling of complete peace of the superior instinct and the destructive intensity of Hakai seemed like extreme opposites, they both had something in common. They both required the complete detachment of desires and feelings. The further one distanced oneself from one's emotions, the more successful one would be in mastering these powers. She said that by approaching this state of purity, Goku would realize that these two powers were merely different sides of the same coin. By achieving this balance, it became possible to unite the two harmoniously, resulting in the transformation he had just achieved. In other words, the more he emptied his mind and let go of everything, the closer he would be to using both powers in perfect harmony. As she waved the hologram away, Vados concluded her explanation by saying that Goku needed to understand the need to destroy his target and put this need above any personal feelings. This was the true essence of a god of destruction, and at the same time, he had to turn off his mind and allow his body to act on its own. And this was the superior instinct. Goku seemed to understand, but something still bothered him. This meant that he would become like Whiz Beerus, meant that he would stop caring about the things he destroyed. Was this the price of neutrality? He would end up losing his humanity. Vados did not hesitate to throw the truth back in his face. She said with a coldness that only angels knew how to use that Goku was no longer human. Now he was a god of destruction. The god of destruction son Goku emanates his great power as he makes his war cry, destroying the ground around him, watched by his enemy. Atso, while facing his opponent, finally seems to be satisfied, saying that this is the display of power worthy of a god of destruction and also worthy of his attention. It seems that they can finally begin. Apparently not wanting to talk, Goku advances towards his enemy while ordering him to prepare to face Son Goku, the god of destruction of Universe 6. Otso stares at the approaching opponent while observing his great speed, and when their bodies collide, he also notices the great strength of the destroyer. Such strength is evidenced when the pressure of the impact of their clash destroys much of the frozen ground around them. After the first clash, both rise towards the sky, while meeting and clashing their blows many times, until they meet each other for a clash that will surely be much more aggressive. But this encounter does not happen, since Otson, who is facing Goku, disappears to escape the direct encounter with the destroyer and reappears above him to try a kick. But, using the evasive skills of his superior instinct, Goku gets past the wizard with a somersault and finishes his move with a kick that, despite being blocked by Otison, impresses the wizard with its great strength, which is proven by the large impact wave that forms around them and the wizard's forced separation. Next, Odisonu heads towards a large glacier, while in his mind he reflects on the power of his enemy. According to Odisonu, Goku's blows are calm and fluid, but at the same time they have great strength. This is the result of the angel's technique, the superior instinct. It's not just that. Reappearing behind Goku, Odisu continues his observations, stating that despite all the calm and serenity in the enemy's blows, they were filled with a desire for destruction. The attacks were extremely deadly and destructive. Turning to the wizard, Goku asks what the problem is. He was the one who asked him to use more power, right? Does he regret it? Odiso responds with something that sounds like a compliment, saying that fighting with such an empty and balanced mind to the point of using the angel's abilities so accurately, and at the same time, manipulating the powers of the energy of destruction to such a reasonable level showed that Goku was much more brilliant than he seemed at first glance. With that brief display of power, he could already see that the destroyer had great potential. But Goku thinks that Odiso is too cocky with his words, asking the wizard to stop acting like he's the superior. He doesn't want to be arrogant, but he knows that he's much more powerful now, and from the few blows they exchanged, he's sure that Odiso no longer has the upper hand. But the wizard smiles when he hears that. Goku thinks he has the upper hand, which is a foolish statement, especially considering that he hasn't used his real abilities yet. Goku wants to know what his opponent means. Odiso explains that he's a wizard and that magic is his main ability. If that's the case, Odison should start using his magic right away, because Goku wants him to use all his power before destroying him completely. Does Odison agree? He thinks this is a fair request, since Goku also fulfilled his request and showed his true power. Contemplating his opponent's display of power, Goku looks at him seriously. Odison, surrounded by the wind and with the apocalyptic weather behind him, tells Goku to get ready, because now he will show the magic of the great magician of the elements. Odison calls out to Son Goku. Then, he firmly declares that he will show him the magic of the great magician of the elements. Faced with the threat of his opponent, Goku shows that he has no fear. Flying towards the magician in an ultra-fast flight and preparing a direct strike, Goku makes his attack, but Odison dodges it at the same time that Goku's own arm seems to be deflected as well, surrounded by wind. Goku understands what happened. He used the wind to deflect his attack. After dealing with Goku's attack, it's Odison's turn to make his move. Goku also dodges the magician's blow. But things aren't that simple, and the destroyer is surrounded by a strong current of wind and pushed away. Although it may not seem like it at first, that was a very powerful attack, making Goku fall from the sky at high speed, crossing a large glacier and also a large part of a forest on the planet. Goku stops his constant fall, using the ground itself as momentum and then doing an acrobatic movement in the air to only then land correctly. While looking at the scene of destruction in front of him, which was forcibly caused by his own body because of his opponent's attack, Goku complains. What a difficult fight against someone who uses a bow. He extends one of his hands towards him and then, suddenly, the frozen ground below Goku cracks. In the next second, reveals something that appears to be the branch of a tree. Such a sudden revelation leaves Goku a little surprised. These branches go towards the destroyer and attacks come at him from all sides. Even dodging many attacks, Goku ends up being trapped by all those roots, and this leaves the Sajin very surprised. After all, what are these branches made of? He's probably surprised by how simple branches can trap a god of destruction, but the answer is about to come when Otis mentally asks if he's realized what's happening. Goku is a little bothered by the fact that the wizard is speaking directly to his mind. As he lands in front of the god Sajin, keeping a strategic distance, Otis begins to explain that when touched by his magic, natural elements cease to be merely natural. They begin to carry properties shaped by his power, taking on a new essence that reflects his own strength. A simple tree branch, for example, which for Goku would be as fragile as a toothpick, now becomes extremely resistant. Otis then creates a wooden stake above his hand, and as he throws it, he continues to say that this doesn't only apply to what already exists, but also to what he himself creates. The wooden stake goes towards Goku at high speed. "Damn it!" quote, exclaims Goku when he sees the deadly attack coming towards him, with no chance of dodging because he's stuck in those roots. But not for long, Hakai shouts Goku, destroying the roots that are holding him while releasing the power of destruction, to in the next moment extend his hands in front of him and grab Otison's large wooden stake that was coming to pierce his body. Goku manages to stop it centimeters from his face, clearly using a lot of strength to achieve this. He is carried for a great distance, destroying many trees along the way until finally stopping the attack over a river. After stopping the attack, he lets the wood fall into the water, but in the next second the water itself turns into the enemy. A strong water torrent rises towards him, requiring Goku to hold it to avoid being hit. While holding the current that pushes him violently, Goku bleeds on his hands, evidencing the great power of that attack that, at first glance, might seem harmless. He finally manages to move, dodging the direction of the water current, which continues in a straight line to a large glacier in the background and simply cuts through the ice like a liquid blade. Before the ice block that was hit falls, it is stopped by a telekinetic force. Looking in the opposite direction, Goku sees that the author of this is Odyssey. The enormous block of ice captured by the wizard's mind breaks into several fragments that transform into multiple ice spikes fired towards Goku. Seeing many piercing fragments coming towards him, Goku knows he needs to act. He fires several K-balls that destroy most of the spikes as they hit them, but there are many, and even with his energy offensive, several continue to advance towards his body. Watching his ice attacks being destroyed by Goku's blows, Odyssey recognizes this as a feat worthy of a god of destruction.
I mean, they'll just easily pick that apart.
But what about this? He asks as he
This ain't
creates
shit
many
either.
metal spikes above him.
No,
Odyssey then
ice.
launches the
It
metal
don't
spikes
matter, I'm
that cut
nice.
through the air at high speed towards the destroyer. Goku observes the incoming projectiles and realizes that those things will not be destroyed with ordinary attacks. With imminent approach, Goku dodges downwards, letting the spikes pass over him. But of course it would not be that simple, and they quickly change direction to pursue him. He flies towards the ground, diving as the metals chase him. Upon touching the ground, he slides to the side, dodging the stake that is chasing him from above, and that ends up violently piercing the frozen ground where he was. But that was just the first of many. Hakai, shouts Goku, finally deciding to react to those attacks. The stakes approach quickly from all directions, but they are completely of this force that he releases when invoking the technique of destruction. In a few moments, they are all obliterated. After dealing with Otison's attacks, Goku goes on the offensive, flying towards the enemy with determination. Otison points his finger to the sky and then to Goku. Lightning descends from the sky of the planet at high speed towards Sajin, who continues advancing even under the electric rain, resisting with determination. After escaping the lightning, he gets closer and closer to his opponent, preparing a punch that clearly carries part of his strength. But Otison shows no concern. He raises one of his hands up high. This makes Goku notice something strange coming from below. He immediately stops his advance and retreats seconds before a torrent of lava emerges from the ground in the exact place where he would be. And that was just the first. Several other streams of lava eject from the ground, forcing the god of destruction to perform a series of dodges in a row. Otis, manipulating magma, crosses his arms, causing the several torrents to unite. Soon after, he extends his arms forward, sending the large stream of molten lava directly towards Goku. But he doesn't stop there. By raising his arms, he causes other streams around the destroyer to rise like igneous walls. Faced with this, Goku recognizes the danger. He is surrounded. The powerful stream of lava collides with the surrounding walls, resulting in a violent attack that could be fatal. Fortunately, Goku uses teleportation to escape, but his escape is not complete, because right behind him, Otis already appears, as if he had predicted this movement accurately. The wizard tries to attack from behind, but Goku quickly turns around and blocks the blow, stopping the wizard's fist just inches from his face. Still not satisfied, Otson releases a wave of flames from his hand that completely engulfs Goku, throwing him downwards in free fall, enveloped in fire until he crashes hard against the ground. His companion also lands. As he watches the destroyer get up, he internally comments that he has just received a fire attack from the front and suffered no significant damage, a remarkable feat worthy of praise. As he stares at the enemy, Goku thinks angrily about the fact that he barely managed to hit that guy. Otson then comments that Goku apparently already understands. His magic allows him to control the entire environment. That entire planet is an instrument in his favor, both a shield and a weapon. But Goku no longer has the patience for that speech. He wants to see what the wizard is capable of doing without nature to protect him. Otson shows surprise at the statement, certainly trying to understand what the destroyer is about to do. The answer comes soon after, when Goku falls to his knees and puts his hands on the ground, shouting with determination. Hakai, Odisu doesn't even have time to react, only to question if his opponent has gone crazy. Seeing that he would have a lot of difficulty dealing with Otis, being on the planet Chameleon, Goku made the drastic decision to simply destroy the planet. Was Otis injured by this sudden explosion? Was Goku himself injured by this desperate act? And without the natural elements of a planet to help his opponent, will Goku be able to defeat him? Find out in the next chapters of Dragon Ball Rakai.
Boy said, you using the planet against me? Sorry, Hakai. You just gonna use the whole planet against me. Okay, I see how you thought that was slick. Fighting a god, you just gonna use the whole planet itself against the god, though, right? Like, that was good strategy. Good strategy. I mean, respectable. Yeah. Hakai, destroy the whole world.
Remember me when you're far away. I always have a place for you to stay. In the garden, by the door, in the bedroom, on the floor. Remember me when you're far away. I always have a place for you to stay.
Like, comment, subscribe, hit a playlist.
I'll be there.
Support your boy. Take a buy me a coffee if you want.
Remember me when you're far away. I'll always have a place for you to stay. In the garden, by the door, in the bedroom, on the floor. Remember me when you're far away. I'll always have a place for you to stay. In the middle of the night, I'm gonna be there till the morning light. Remember me when you're far away. I'll always have a place for you to stay. In the garden.